Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your mid-April 2016 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Virgo. Yay, I'm to Virgo! I'm really excited. It is a beautiful day out today here in Ellensburg, and I actually got this little plot of soil of a garden at the St. Andrew's Community Church. It's right next to in Ellensburg. So I'm really excited because I get to go there. I try to go there every day, water my plants, and I'm doing perennials this year. So I'm just really excited. It's something to look forward to pretty much every day. And when it's beautiful, I just want to be outside. But I am excited to be back doing these readings, just so you guys know. I love doing readings because I love to see what's going on with every sign. I love to see the patterns and things that kind of show up. And I just love to analyze. I'm an analyzer, So similar to Virgo, I do have a lot of planets in Aquarius, but and my ascendant's in Capricorn, but I do, analyze things, and I feel like Virgos do too. But anyway, so let's just see what you guys get. Now, I'm telling everybody that for those of you who are new, I do have a website, oracledaphne.com. People have been much better this time around with not posting comments on my calendar because you can't confirm or book a reading through my website, okay? You just can't. So the reason I refer people to look at my website is because it has answers to frequently asked questions, my pricing, payment, all my policies, and also my availability. So for those of you who want to try to get in same day, or if you want to, look to see what I've got going on, it's all on there. Now, granted, I do get behind with updating my calendar. So if you see like a couple of days where I haven't marked anything as booked, chances are I'm just behind and I haven't had a chance to update it. But the way to book a reading with me is to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com, and to let me know a good day or time that's going to work for you, and I'm happy to get you scheduled. So I am going to lay out a spread here for you guys. And for those of you who are new also, these videos, the mid videos, I was trying to phase out, but back by popular demand, I'm trying to continue them as much as I possibly can. I've decided to fit them into my schedule this month, but it is kind of going to be close as far as time constraints. And again, I may, if you don't see them in the future, I'm telling you now, I am trying to phase them out. So I keep saying that, but you never know. I'm just cracking away, working away. So yeah, and they do really talk about the energies that have maybe shifted over the month and for the last couple weeks of the month. That's why I do them. You do have a lot going on. I'm going to start with the cards and the heartbeat of the reading, just because I feel like if I start there, it's going to make the most sense to everybody. So in the heartbeat of the reading, you have the Ten of Wands, okay? And the Ten of Wands is a guy or a girl. I see it usually as a girl, but it can be, a guy as well. Virgo, because it's a, the tree, to me, it's the earth. It's a Wands card, so it can be, if you have some fire in your chart, it can be someone with some fire in their chart, but I feel like this is you, okay? And this is having a lot on your plate. A lot of bills may be piling up, a lot of responsibilities, and, maybe not enough money to pay for them, or just a lot of things, a lot of problems, a lot of challenges. This is also carrying too many burdens of other people. So, people putting their problems onto you, dealing with other people's problems. This is a time where you need to say no and you need to focus more on yourself. Beginning mid-April, you really need to do that. Okay. If somebody calls you up and starts complaining, say, you've got to go, you can't talk to them, it's one of those things you need to help from others, and you need to ask for help. It's very important. If you do not ask for help, you're heading for either emotional breakdown or some kind of physical collapse too. This is working over. Some of you, it's work related, where you've got way too much work, and you may be in a relationship with a Cancer. Okay, too, because I feel like Cancer's had a lot of work career cards this time around, but. This is having just a lot. You're carrying heavy load of either emotional burdens, of work burdens, of other people's burdens, and it may be all of the above. Okay, so you need to start saying no to people, and you need to prioritize yourself. But you need to ask for help. Ask your friends, ask your family for help. I feel like this is a financial burden for a lot of you. It's financial. It's like a big financial burden. For others, it's like an emotional burden, feeling like out of balance, or feeling you may be kind of hormonal. There may be some hormonal changes. Okay, I'm getting hormonal stuff too. Menopause, early menopause. Just feeling like heavy, like you're not yourself, or feeling bogged down by other people's shit. Or it is possible that, you have a blended family or extended family that's causing you some kind of stress or strife, okay, too. This is also someone who has multiple properties or does a lot with real estate. And this is like, you've got a lot of things going on, okay, a lot of things going on. And, you're just, I feel like overwhelmed or overburdened by the things that you've got going on. Now, you do have the Ace of Wands crossing you, and the Ace of Wands is, passion or making your mark in the world in some way. So it is also, it's linking up with a bunch, two cards which aren't really relationship related, although you may be in some kind of hot love affair with someone and you may decide to move in with them randomly. I would caution against it, because you got the moving card in the immediate future. I would caution against moving in like really quickly with someone that you're having like a hot thing with. Okay, I'm just saying. I feel like it's too fast, and it's gonna end up in heartbreak. Okay, I will tell you that now. The outcome is the Miss Lonely Hearts card, wondering when you're gonna find love, wondering when things are gonna get good. You do have the King of Wands coming in, but I feel like this is someone who's very likes to be in control, very fiery, very energetic, and if you move in with them, I feel like it's not going to work out. I'm telling you that now. Okay, you may be moving because you're getting a divorce too, because you've got the Tower in the position of emotions. This is a divorce or breakup, or having again an emotional breakdown. Okay, or feeling just like all of a sudden like something happens and you just spontaneously combust, where you burst into tears, or so you meet someone and you suddenly start crying at the drop of a hat. It doesn't seem like very you, but there may be some things going on that cause you to have a breakdown, that cause you to release some of this energy, release some of this emotion. Okay, Virgos can get locked. Their emotions can get locked inside of them because they're not really emotionally expressive. They're not one of the more emotionally expressive signs. They show emotion and they can be emotional, but it's not like a Cancer. Okay, although if you do have Cancer in your chart, it's not going to help you that much, because to me this is like something that happens to you that causes you to have like a major emotional reaction. Okay, this can be a car accident, or it can be like a death in the family that's sudden, or it can be like someone that files for divorce or tells you they want to break up with you and it's just sudden. and you're not expecting it. Because you have the moving card in the immediate future, I want to say you have a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and the way to resolve, or the way that you're going to resolve those problems, is by moving, okay? You may be moving for work. They may be helping you move too. I don't know why I'm getting that, because you have this Ace of Pentacles as the foundation, which to me is a strong financial foundation. Okay, strong financial. Like, I mean, it's there, but for whatever reason, the money may be there, but there's this emotional or relationship that's causing you stress, or, career-wise, for whatever reason, you may be under stress. In the distant past, you may have had a very strong job, a long-term job. And for whatever reason, maybe you lost the job, because to me, it's sort of like it's parallel with the Tower. So you may have lost the job, and now you're trying to figure out how to pay your bills. And now, you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay your rent. And, for whatever reason, you may not. So you may end up moving somewhere. You may move in with a friend or a family member or something. For those of you who do have money, I do feel like you are focused on the mundane aspects of life, paying your bills, taking care of your family. You may be like a stay-at-home mom, taking care of the groceries, the gas, the car, all those things, and, CCL, cooking, cleaning, and laundry, but you two are also contemplating moving. Now, you may not move, but I do feel strongly that this moving is, because it's in this position, it's in what I call the bridge position, which is going from one thing to the next. I feel very strongly that you will move, okay, for most of you. This kind of indicate travel, though, too. Some of you are traveling. Now, if you've been in a partnership, like say you're married or something, you may be moving out. You may have been with a partner, and you've decided to move out. They may decide you may kick them out, and they may be moving too. It's possible as well. But because I'm reading this for you, I feel like this is you moving, okay? More so than, say, your partner moving. But it could be your partner moving. Like, I feel like there's an element of, like, a divorce. I feel like there's an element of surprise, the element of the breakup. All the things that are going on that are causing you to be like, to have this kind of emotional reaction, is a test of your strength, okay? You may also have some strong Leo in your chart, okay? And you got the Strength card in reverse, okay? And I forget who else had this. I think actually Leo did get this. And the Strength card in reverse, okay, so Strength card upright is this. In reverse is about knowing, knowing that you have the strength to get through whatever you're going through, and proving it to yourself, and understanding that you're going through any kind of hard time as a test to see how strong you really, really are. And if you dig deep, it's there. Strength just kind of is. There is no to me, there's no gauge of strength. Strength is just, it's hard for me to describe it. People measure strength by physical strength, and there's different levels. Maybe you look at muscles and how strong you are, but I feel like it's more willpower. It's more in willpower. How strong is your willpower? And when you exhibit strength, it just is, to me, there's not a small amount or a large amount. It's just there, okay? So if you show strength by going through a testing time and you come out of it okay, then you're strong. And that's really it. And, you need to recognize your strength, and you recognize how strong you are. It's important that you do that, and you recognize that. These are major arcana themes here, the Strength card plus the Tower card. I mean, they are major arcana cards. You also have the High Priestess in the recent past, which is another major arcana. It may be, I feel like it's someone that you know. It may also be a psychic. It could be you, like you may have the ability to channel, you may be a medium. I feel like more like it's the truth coming out, like there's something about the truth here. It is also being able to see things from a higher perspective. I feel like the High Priestess in this position is like looking down at everything and like seeing things very, very clearly, okay? Seeing, you know, the bills that are piling up very clearly, seeing the financial picture, seeing their career picture, seeing the relationship picture. I feel like for those of you who are moving in with somebody who really soon, I would avoid against it, like I said before, but you know, some people may or may not heed my warning. I don't feel like you're seeing that totally clearly yet. That's the one aspect of this I don't think you're seeing clearly. But for everybody else, I feel like there is some clarity here. And I feel like as you get farther into April, there will be more and more clarity. You do have the Fool card, which is another major arcana card, showing up in the position of your attitude. And this is about taking a leap of faith. Okay, this is believing that things are going to be all right, which is good. I like to see that. The problem is that emotionally, again, this may be just like a very emotional time for you. Emotionally, it's not all good. Emotionally, you're stressed out. Emotionally, you're sad, you're lonely, you're depressed. Whatever clarity that you have mid-April or even the beginning of April that you had, okay, it's sort of like it's very, very clear, but it's also kind of harsh on you. It's hard on you. It's hard to see things in this kind of light because it's kind of a harsh light. Okay, it's like a reality check. I want to say this, you know, this time is like a reality check where it's like suddenly it's like the light goes on and you're like, oh my God, like. Maybe you don't have as much money as you thought you had, or maybe you're like, well, now it's time to move, or I really need to move. And it's like sort of like, you know, you've got a lot of building blocks. You're moving things around, you're doing things, doing, and then at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you're just, you know, you have like an emotional release. You start to cry because you're like, you know, after all of that, maybe after moving, after doing, you know, maybe doing things with the kids or doing things for your children or doing things, I feel like you're very focused on other people, doing things for everybody. At the end of the day, you're alone. At the end of the day, you're lonely. You know, it's just something that you're going to have to walk through and pass through. It's not forever. I feel like there's a lot of individual elements here. When I say that, there's not a very strong story, although there is, you know, to me, a storyline of someone who has a lot going on. They're doing a lot. You may be focused on family. You may be focused on finances. You may be focused on career. I feel like some of you are focused on a relationship, but I don't feel like that relationship is really going to last. I feel like some of you, I feel like you're going to end up on top as far as career, because I also pulled the Two of Wands. So whatever heartbreak and sadness that you're going through, for whatever changes that you've had to make, I do feel like there's a lot of changes that you're making here. Some of you may not want to make changes either, too. So some of you, it's sort of like you may need to move. Some of you may need to take a leap of faith. Some of you may need to focus more on your bills. But at the end of the day, it's sort of just like some of you may not actually do it. But I feel it's very strong energy of doing action energy. And I just think you emotionally you have to catch up. And I always say this because like at the end, like every time I've moved, I always have a nervous breakdown at the very end. Like I move all my shit in and then I just sit down on the floor and I cry my eyes out. And that's how it usually goes every time. And I don't know. I just think it's very stressful. And I think you may be very stressed out, and there's just some element of like, you're very, very strong, and maybe in the face of the world, you're very, very strong, but like at home, when you're alone, you realize, it's sort of like the reality check is that, you know, you've had to make all these changes, and it's just been very hard on you. Okay, I was going to talk about the Two of Wands sitting on top of the world. I feel like career-wise, you're going to come out of it okay. Relationship-wise, this is not the time for it. I just don't feel. Some of you may be sleeping with someone, but I don't necessarily feel like that person is the person for you. I just don't. Some of you are struggling with infertility issues, and some of you are struggling with not getting what you want. There's something that you want. Maybe it's a job, or maybe it's, you know, financial stability, because you have the Ten of Wands right next to the Ace of Pentacles, which is, maybe it's financial instability for some of you, okay? And some of you, there's some things that have gone on, or that are going to be going on, which are like majorly disruptive to your lives. And things are not going your way. It's like, if you had your way, this is not the way they would go, okay? Some of you are spending way too much time on the computer, and you need to get off the computer. You need to go out, be outside, touch the trees, pick some flowers, like, you know, get some flowers, you know, and put them in your house. It's one of those things where you're spending too much time. You may be a YouTuber like me, and, you know, spend all your time recording and uploading, you know, or you may be someone who just watches a lot of YouTube. And you know, I'm going to wait here for those of you who are doing that, because it's really easy to watch YouTube like all day and all night. Like, people, you know, I've done it before, and I'm sure other people have too. So, you know, I just feel like you're an electronic overload. There's someone in your midst that's kind of just like all the time on the computer, and they don't go outside, and they don't get any fresh air. And I feel like it's your physical health too. You need to be outside for your physical well-being. You need to be very careful about your finances too towards the end of April, early May. I feel like some of you may have, for some reason, you're just spending a lot more than you would, or you just may have a lot of expenses. Moving is expensive. So you may be kind of like a big spender here, towards the end of April, early May, where you're buying things that you wouldn't normally buy. Don't buy a yacht. Someone is going to get a yacht. Don't get the yacht, okay? It's not necessarily, I don't necessarily feel like you're going to use it that much. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg, and I just tell you, don't buy the yacht. You know, motorcycle, yes. Yacht, no, okay? Message me if you had planned to buy a yacht, okay? I do feel like some of you, it is spending large amounts of money, okay? For those of you who are financially, you know, there's some financial security there. You know, you need to be careful about what you're spending it on, how you're spending it. Do you really need to get that $5,000 purse? Is it really necessary? You know, some of you going, yes, it is. And I'm going, no, not really. No, it's not. On that note, I'll leave off here. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, Google Plusing. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I will be back again for more videos for May. And hopefully I'll be able to do my sex and relationship videos too. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to have time to record those. But thank you guys again for, you know, all your love and support, and I send you big hugs like I always do. Big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.